This past June, I visited my grandparents for the day at their lakeside cottage. Knowing my grandmother prefers lunch at 4 in the afternoon, I brought everything I needed to be able to crochet for a couple hours before mealtime. And while crochet is a hobby, it's also the focus of my online arts business, Purple Pear. Purple Pear offers crochet pet look-alike plushies among other serotonin-inducing creations. Started when I was 14, it has since grown to 6,400 plus social media followers, over 500 sales, and consistent 4-figure months. In fact, just a week before this visit, I had just hired my first part-time employee to help me keep up with the demand. At the time of this visit, I had a queue of 50 orders with an August deadline, so my fingers were moving at lightning speed. I was escaping the summer heat in the living room with my grandmother when she responded that she hoped I was still being a teenager. When I asked what she meant by that, she explained that she felt that sometimes I dedicated too much time to Purple Pear and not enough time to the quintessential teenage experience. I knew she was concerned when she said that sometimes she wished I would decline a visit with her, my grandmother, to hang out with my teenage friends. Even my grandmother wants me to get out more. I mean, I get where she's coming from. After all, the stereotypical teenager perpetuated by the current media is lazy and entitled. Seriously, just check out these Facebook memes. I think you get the point. Sometimes it can feel like Gen Z, teenagers today, are trapped in a lose-lose situation. If I want to stay at home and act like a responsible adult, then I'm missing out on the teen experience. Conversely, if I want to go out and text some friends instead of doing my homework, suddenly I spend too much time on my phone. Speaking of phones, being the first generation to grow up with the internet, Gen Z lives wildly different lives than any previous generation. We got our first phones in middle school, and we've occupied social media for a big part of our lives. While typically viewed as a negative, growing up in the online space has equipped Gen Z with the skills to become young leaders right from our phones. When I first started Purple Pear, I was 14 years old and a freshman in high school. Crochet was a hobby that soon consumed my life in the best way possible. I brought my yarn everywhere, to parties, appointments, and even school. Before long, friends and family started expressing interest in my creations, and I found I enjoyed other people cherishing my stuff almost as much as I enjoyed making it. And so by spring of 2018, I decided to monetize this passion. All I had was some yarn, some hooks, and my phone. And it turns out, that was all I needed. Having managed a personal Instagram account since 6th grade, I knew the ins and outs of the app, so it was super quick and simple to set up a second account purely for business. After growing my business's social media presence on Instagram and later Twitter, I could directly communicate with customers and take custom orders just by unlocking my phone. The powerful reach of social media has enabled me to ship out products to all 50 states and 3 continents without even leaving my house to market. I used my tablet to build and manage my website, through which I now sell the majority of my inventory. I am literally running my business from my phone, and as you can see, out of my home. Similarly, in June 2020, I launched my online jewelry brand, Autonomy Jewels. In its first month, Autonomy Jewels generated $300 in revenue and now has a 200% growth rate. All it took for me to make money was internet access and some jewelry. No longer do entrepreneurs have to invest thousands of dollars into a brick-and-mortar shop or travel all over the world pitching their products. The face of entrepreneurship is changing, and the key is social media. Many of you are familiar with the popular Chinese app TikTok, a social media platform where consumers can share short 15-second videos with their audiences and build a following. 60% of TikTok users belong to Gen Z, and the app is filled with young teenagers promoting their small businesses. One of these teenagers, Monica Silva, started promoting her lip gloss brand, Audacity Cosmetics, on TikTok in the fall of 2019 when she was 17 years old. After producing videos consistently and using her platform to scale her customer base, Audacity Cosmetics had amassed over 500,000 TikTok followers by July of 2020. Now, Monica's lip gloss launches sell out in minutes, and her business has generated enough revenue to pay off her first year of college in full. Monica is another example of a Gen Z teenager using her experience having grown up in the online space to her entrepreneurial advantage. I don't have a business degree, and neither does Monica, yet we've both jump-started our careers and scaled our businesses to generate high demand and consistent income. A 2014 study from the consultancy Sparks and Honey found that 72% of high school students wanted to start a business. If you are a high school student and you want to start a business, now is the time. Now more than ever, there are less and less constraints for young entrepreneurs. All you need to start is your phone, internet access, and some self-initiative. Now, running a business means money is an inevitable part, and I'm lucky to be making enough to sustain my boba tea addiction. This holiday season, Purple Pear is projected to gross $2,000 a month. However, to quote Mark Twain, the dictionary is the only place where success comes before work. Monica Silva's first lip gloss brand launch did not sell out in minutes. Purple Pear made a whopping total of $32 in April of 2019. In fact, it took me almost 2 whole years to start making more than $100 a month consistently within my business. Unless you're already famous, your business is probably not going to blow up overnight, and that's completely okay. You have to be in it for the thrill of running your own company. And although it sounds cliche, do what you love, and I promise the money will follow. Being a teenager and CEO of 2 small e-commerce businesses can be like living a double life. You have to go to school and take classes, then come home and balance homework with business work. As a small business owner, you're responsible for managing all aspects of your business, including but not limited to social media engagement, product photography, creation, customer service, shipping, packaging, etc. It can get really overwhelming. And in fact, last Christmas, I had to refund 20 crochet orders because I underestimated the academic commitments of junior year. However, I would not trade any of it for the world. The best teacher is experience, and being a business owner at such a young age has equipped me with skills that I will use the rest of my life. Not only are there hard practical skills, such as budgeting an income or building a website, but also softer skills, like learning how to appropriately present myself online and being comfortable talking to strangers on a variety of virtual platforms. Overall, my confidence has skyrocketed as I've taken on these responsibilities and reaped the rewards of my hard work. It makes me so happy when other teens say I've inspired them to pursue their own entrepreneurial passions. It's crazy to imagine, but teens today have the potential to make waves in all corners of the world. Because the truth is, you needn't have gone to business school or even be out of middle school yet to dip your toes into the world of business. Not anymore, at least. Gen Z, the first generation born with the internet at its fingertips, is making big moves. We are destroying all misconceptions about age and education when it comes to starting businesses and being successful. With our phones, we can tap into an entire world of free resources, limitless media, and millions of customers. With some self-initiative, Gen Z is proving that not all teenagers are lazy and entitled. CEOs, inventors, and activists are becoming younger than ever, and our generation is harnessing the power of social media to pursue our passions and make positive differences. So the next time you see one of those terribly disparaging Facebook memes, I urge you to consider it with a grain of salt. Leaving dirty dishes by the sink might be typical teenage behavior, but now, so is changing the world. Thank you.